Here are the facts. Constant Pain was an animated pilot created in 2001 for Nickelodeon. If it had been picked up, it would have been the network's first animesque action-adventure series. Instead, that honor went to Avatar: The Last Airbender 4 years later. However, the Constant Pain pilot was of such high quality that many animation review channels, such as Rebel Taxi, will often cite it as one of the best dropped animation pilots of all time, leaving it as one of the biggest sources of wasted potential in media. Because Nickelodeon never picked the series up, the rights have remained with its creator, Micah Wright, who seems to still be willing to create the series to this day, and has only not done so already because he has not received proper funding for it from a network. So let's look at Micah Wright. The main reason that Nickelodeon rejected his pilot episode was because he tried to unionize his writing staff. He also has written books that are critical of American imperialism, and he has also run a broadcast network for Native Americans and founded an Indigenous Writers Committee. Based on all of this, we can surmise that he cares deeply about worker rights, is opposed to imperialistic government, and actively works to amplify the voices of Native Americans. By all accounts, from everything that my research tells me about him, it seems that he has a deeply leftist worldview and would want to promote some leftist values in the media that he produces. So let's put all of this together. Leftists are an obscure internet community. Constant Pain's creator, who still holds the rights and seems to still want to make this show, is very likely a leftist ally. The pilot episode we have seen of this unproduced show is extremely cool and has a ton of potential to pick up an audience. If we band together to get him the resources that he needs to make this show, without the backing of a television network, he would have free reign to do whatever he wants with this series. He certainly has storytelling ability, and likely an entire lore planned out that he never got to tap into as well. And without network executives interfering, he would be fully able to work in as many leftist messages as he wants into the series. And there is precedence for this, because there are animated shows that have taken off without the backing of a television network before. RWBY and VivziePop are two extremely successful examples of that. What he would need is animators, writers, voice actors, and soundtrack writers to bring this to life. We could even volunteer to fulfill some of those roles ourselves. Our community can at the very least provide writers, considering how many video essays we've been willing to write. We can also possibly bring in some voice actors of our own. Abelina Sabrina has a voice acting resume on IMDb, for example, and Abigail Thorne is a stage actress, which often lends itself well to voice acting work. And Jenny Nicholson has done an amazing job voicing villains in Lindsay Ellis's videos. I also know that there are some musicians within our community who may be interested in contributing to the soundtrack. I am not sure who among us can animate, but it is a huge help that we already have the character designs and the environment from the original pilot episode as a major starting base. So here is what I propose. If we all band together on an initiative to revive the show that never got to exist, and Micah Wright gets to express what seem to be his genuine ideals through it, then we have the ability to share significant leftist messages to the greater public through what looks like would have been an incredibly engaging series. To accomplish this, we would need to show a huge wave of obvious support and consult Micah Wright himself to find out what he would need to make this happen. The more writers, voice actors, music scorers, animators, and audience that we can bring to the project ourselves, the less money he would probably need to fundraise to make it happen. So go forth and share the hashtag. Let us see if we can make our very own leftist cartoon hit series.